el día de hoy haremos la misión de Abarca, ya que como tal creo que es el abanico. El abaniquito, el abaniquito, el abaniquito. A ver. Creo que ya. Es que me estaba pasando el tren. Y dije, ¿por qué se escucha tan fuerte? Pero no, era el tren, así que bueno. Creo que ya me oigo. A ver, yo le activé el micrófono. Ok, ya. Bueno, en el día de hoy voy a tratar de hacer la misión de barca, si es que no es muy extensa, que según no. Antes voy a ir aquí a los... ¿Cómo se llaman? Cripto no sé qué. O no se llaman así. Ah, está, cristalópteros. Desde hace días quería jugar el Genshin para poder hacer la misión de barca, pero no tenía tiempo suficiente. Dije, no, si no, voy a hacer un fin de semana. Ay, no, mentira, mentira. No me carré. Porque si luego ahorita no tengo una oficina para usarla y no voy a poder aplicar lo de la experiencia de entonces para poder canjear más rápido. Me voy a los correos. Bueno, no sé qué personajes serán dignos para ponerme en esta misión. Yo digo que tengo que estar. Bueno, es que no sé dónde va a ser la misión. No he visto dónde va a ser la misión. Si va a ser en Outcry o en Monster. No, supongamos que va a ser en Monster. Voy a poner a Jin. ¿Dónde está? Jin.
We may leave at any
No
time.
tengo tampoco tantos personajes, pero pues algo es algo. ¿Quién más es de Monster? Dilo.
What's our objective?
Y... ¿A quién más me pongo? Bueno, de hecho, si ven que tengo la mayoría de personajes a nivel 90 es porque me he estado fumando el juego. Hasta ahorita tuve la capacidad de poder hacer el directo por el hecho de anteriormente no contar con un equipo suficiente para poder hacer el directo. Pero pues ya, eso sería todo. Si bien fuera ahorita como que mi misión de este año es tener a todos los personajes a nivel 90 sin importar que aceptando a estos dos. Que creo que se, que creo que se mejoran jugando el juego. El otro, el Milastra, pero como que no me da ganas, o sea, no me da como que esa como que necesidad de querer jugarlo. Porque si no, básicamente me pongo a jugar Roblox. Pero de lo que cabe, me encanta el Genshin. O sea, una cosa es que estén a nivel 90 y otra cosa es que estén bien armados. O sea, ponle tú que, o sea, los de Geos los tengo bien descuidados y algunos ni talento ni nada, pero, o sea, de que están a nivel 90 están a nivel 90, o sea, algo es algo. Ya luego voy a sacar artefactos, pero ahorita estoy en una pequeña necesidad de materiales de ascensión, refiriéndome a las piedritas elementales esas que te dan matando bosses, que literalmente me las acabé, o sea, me las fumé, ya no hay, se hicieron papilla, o sea, se hicieron literal, y pues no puedo hacer más, o sea, debo de matar a más bosses porque no, creo que es la única forma de poder recuperarlos, pero bien fuera todo bien. Ahora, dentro de lo que cabe, creo que me quedaré con este equipo. No sé quién más de Monster. Ah, pues 20, güey. Pues 20 más
Didn't keep you
Monster.
waiting, did I?
Y el Aguma, pues es que el Aguma me gusta. Podría cambiarlo al viajero. O me pongo. Aquí a Mona.
This is destiny.
Eso no sé si los tengo armados o no. Voy a checar. Artefactos. Ok, ¿están bien armados? Creo, si no me equivoco. Vamos a ir. No sé dónde va a ser. De hecho, yo me adelanté un poquito, pero ayer, pues la verdad, nada más fui a hacer las misiones diarias. Colecté esto. Bueno, es que como tal, la actualización fue el martes. Pero pues yo obviamente pues las recompensas, bla y la cosa. Y hice como que hablo mucho lo mínimo que yo sé que uno puede hacer. Pero como tal de misiones acá, las cosas que tú no. Y si ven aquí, pues sí me he estado conectando. O sea, yo nomás vengo, recolecto la resina y me retiro. Porque es que si miran mi mapa, o sea, es que no tengo más por explorar. O sea, 100, o sea, 100 acá, 100 acá, 100 acá, 100 acá, 100 acá, 100 acá, 100 acá. Acá ya no encontré más cofres, no sé si habrá más sobrantes, o sea, me lo fumé y no es o sea, literalmente no fue más que nada por necesidad, por protos, la verdad, fue más que nada por necesidad de protos. Bueno, la verdad por protos. Si se preguntan por qué, no voy a decir nada. No voy a decir qué fue mi razón de las fotos. Yo no voy a decirles. Yo no voy a decirles. Mi única razón, las protos. Mi única razón, endeudado. Ahora sí ya entiendo. Vamos a la misión de Majorra. Ah, chinga. Ah, dije, ¿no misiones? La misión. ¿Para dónde nos vamos?
Huh? Where'd this letter in our bag come from? Did it just blow in on the breeze?
La que tengo yo tiene agua. Ok, querida Yoshi. Hey, ¿cuánto tiempo sin ver? ¿Cómo dices que no para un corazón que siempre extraña a sus amigos? Cada segundo parece una eternidad. Además, después de una aventura tan impresionante en Outcry, seguro que tienes muchas nuevas historias que contar, ¿verdad?
Astrologers must
Tal
rid
vez estaba
themselves of material
buscando...
desires.
Espérate,
Oh, it's from the tone-deaf bard.
Fuck.
Apparently, he wants to hear all about our adventures in Nodcry. Maybe we can get some tasty treats out of him in return. Come on, let's go to Star Snatch Cliff.
A ver, decía, tal vez estabas buscando un mejor amigo con quien hablar, o quizás necesites un bardo que transforme tus relatos en una canción. De ser así, reúnete conmigo en el acantilado estrellado, descuida, correrá el vino y mi lira ya está afinada. Atentamente, cierto bardo. Ah, yo creo que era Varka, que nos lo había mandado. Es Betty. Bueno, vemos para allá. Pero antes quiero tomar agua. Creo que sí tiene un poquita de agua. Con esta alarma. Con esto no es suficiente. Ahí está. Vamos a correr. Siempre que uno está con ese como que les pasa o sea, aquí empezamos desde ahí. hacer, pero como tal pues ya todo bien. Ahora, siempre en Espina del Dragón me da como que o sea, la nostalgia porque me tardé horas en realizar la misión. Horas. Como era primerizo, me acuerdo que en una puerta en específico yo creía que tenía que sacar un personaje dentro para poder abrir la puerta, pero no. Estaba todo fumado. Ay. Welcome to the world, Betty. How are you doing? Amira, what are you doing?
Ah, welcome back, old friend. And how should I be addressing you these days? The honorary knight of Mondstadt? The Tumaini of Natlan? Or the great hero of Nodcry?
No sé si tengo otros nombres en Fontaine o en Dendro. Ah, no, en Dendro, en Sumeru. En Sumeru creo que soy el primer sabio, no, gran sabio, no sé. Algo sí me acuerdo. El primer sabio, el gran sabio de Kusanale, de la diosa. O sea, está en Najira. Caballero honorario, no, pues ya me got, Dios. Uy, resuelvo todos los problemas de este planeta, o sea, mejor llame por mi nombre.
Well, you sure have your finger on the pulse. We've barely caught our breath since Notcry, but it sounds like you've already heard about what went down.
News travels fast on the wind. But before I can turn your tales into tunes, I need to hear them from the horse's mouth.
Uy, mi cara no está tapando el texto. Creo que sí. Pero pues es que no quiero que tape. A ver. Ok, creo que estoy en hace. Ya si tapo otras cosas, pues ya X, pero pues ya aguántense.
My wine and my lyre are at the ready. So please, traveler, take...
Si le doy clic más rápido es porque ya...
Amazing! Incredible! The rapier of Solnari and the doctor? So I'm guessing the wild hunt is a thing of the past now.
Seems that way. We were kind of focused on dealing with the doctor, though.
Well, that's good to hear. Hey, now that the Northern Abyss calamity is finally resolved, Varka must be getting ready for the triumphant return. I haven't seen him in the longest time. He must have so many stories to share.
Varka. No, pues... Ay, yo creo que no cerré WhatsApp. No, estaba leyendo algo. Ahí está, a ver. Estaba leyendo algo importante. Ahí está ya, bueno. Ah, sí.
Hooray! My mom was wondering about that, too. He did call you Barbados, but weren't you...
Let's call it half asleep. I was resting my eyes in the Thousand Winds Temple one day when I heard a commotion outside. It was a young knight who had journeyed there in search of trials and oracles after hearing some tall tales at the local tavern. In fact, all that awaited him were moss-covered walls and an angry ruin guard. But he seemed completely unfazed, laughing heartily as he sent the ruin guard's missiles flying off into the horizons.
Huh! They must have been making quite a racket if it was enough to wake up the tone-deaf bard.
Yeah, it sounded kinda like...
Otra vez, ahí estaba.
Hey!
Ah, no es Varka.
Is that all you've got?
¿Quién es?
Oh, bring it on!
Y esa risa.
like that.
Giving up already? You're not half as tough as Varka said.
A young knight of Favonius trekking out to the Thousand Winds Temple in search of adventure.
A bard in green clothes. Does this mean... Oh, you're Venti? was just wondering how I was gonna track you down.
Oh, so you were looking for the tone-deaf bard? Strange place to start your search.
Pues a las dos, güey.
Hold on. Blonde hair, white hair? You must be the honorary knight. And Paimon! Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lowen, vice captain of the 5th Company of the Knights of Favonius and a member of the Expeditionary Force. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
O sea, en la cara. O sea, digo, sé que hace mucho como que copian y pegan figuras entre los personajes, pero lo siento como que muy similar. O sea, sé que muchos se parecen de personajes, pero esto lo siento demasiado simple. Bueno, yo, mi opinión.
Oh, so you're part of the expedition, huh? Great! So that's why Paimon's never seen you around in Mondstadt. Hey, wait a second. We never saw you in
That's probably because when the Wild Hunt was still running rampant, I spent most of my time out on my own. Then, once the Wild Hunt calmed down, I got sent back to Mondstadt. Mixed blessing.
No wonder we never saw you while we were dealing with the doctor. So, why did Varka send you back?
Escucha la estática, o sea, el ruidito del abanico. No estoy hablando, pero es que sí se escucha. Bueno, pues ya X le.
Deliver some letters. There's one for the Knights of Favonius, one for the church, another for the Dawn Winery.
Jeez, how many people has he sent to deliver his mail now? Mika, Inefa, Lowen. He should just hire a full-time mailman already.
Ay, güey, si me la he vuelto así. Pues que me da calor, pero suena. Es que suena. Hijo de tu mamá, o sea. ¿Cómo quieres que le haga? ¿Así? No, pues ya algo es algo.
In fact, he's earned himself a new nickname. Let's go with...
I'll have you know that poetry and letters were humanity. So, tone deaf or not, I wear the title of Bard with
Wait, really? Darn it! Maybe...
Anyway, since this young man has come all the way to the Thousand Winds Temple looking for me, I assume he must have a letter for me too.
You sure are.
This one is for the bard in green clothes. These days, I think he goes by Venti. Doesn't really have an address as such. You could start by asking around.
I figured that since there was this punching bag here, Ruin Guard, I could get some practice.
That Varka is so slapdash sometimes. It's a good thing we happen to be nearby.
Oh, he also said to remind you to write back.
Nothing in particular. Just some idle chatter between two drinking. Varka gave you a whole bunch of letters to deliver, right? Maybe you can head into
My thoughts exactly. Assuming I can find the way. Hopefully the roads haven't changed too much since...
Well, why don't we have Mondstadt's honorary knight escort this homeward-bound wanderer to the city?
Let's go! It's been a while!
Thank you so much, honorary knight. And...
Vámonos.
The Abyss. The Wild Hunt. Andreas.
Ah, chicos, ¿qué pasó? Abismo. Uy, se está yendo de noche, güey. Perfecta la escena, güey. Perfecta la escena con esto de que se está haciendo de noche.
Get home safe, Varka.
Why do my ears feel so hot all of a sudden?
¿Quién está hablando de mí? O sea, está sintiendo.
Surely there's no way anyone found the secret stash of cash in my office. That would be terrible.
Grandmaster, bad time to get... Watch out! Enemies approaching!
¿Pero por qué siguen vivos los de la cacería?
Huh? Oh, it's just a few stragglers. This expedition is almost over. We just need to deal with these final few... We will make our try...
Without the ray here of Sonari to direct them, it seems like all that's...
If this is all that the Wild Hunt can muster now, surely the Lightkeepers of Nodcry will be able to...
Just like I thought. What we should be wary of...
Grandmaster, based on Lightkeeper intel and our own reconnaissance, one of the suspect...
Good. You know the drill. Stay here and stand...
Yes, Grandmaster!
We meet again, Andreas.
So, you've returned from Mondstadt. Don't you want to see what it looks like now? I was planning to take a look around there myself. Perhaps you could be my guide.
What's this? An echo from 1,000 years ago? Everything seems normal so far. Here's hoping I'm just overthinking things. There are two... It's your turn, my friend. Come, Andreas!
Although, for returning to your old home, perhaps Andreas is a little too might be better to go by...
Boreas.
Huh?
Injustice. Corruption. Iniquity. Is the surface world still as wretched and foul as ever? Answer me, heir to the knighthood of Boreas.
Looks like I'm not getting out of this without a fight.
Oh my god. ¿Voy a pelear o no voy a pelear o me van a pasar a otro plano?
That's where things stand with the expedition. The victors will be returning home soon, so make sure to stock up on wine for the celebrations. P.S. I hope everyone's keeping up with their daily training. I'll be testing you all when I get back to make sure no P.P.S. I wrote individual letters for each and every one of you. Don't forget to write back.
That's all.
Everyone gets one? Wow! Sure writes a lot.
I guess the Grand Master must have something specific to say to each of us. Even I got a letter, and I'm not a real knight yet.
Jean?
Algo lo va a pasar. Y le mandó cartas a medio mundo, güey. Como si se estuviera como que hasta la próxima, chicos. No voy a seguir vivo.
Oh, yes. That's our Grand Master for you.
By the way, anyone know where I can find the cavalry captain? I have a letter for him.
You mean Kaya? He said he was meeting a friend from the church at the Angel Share. Allegedly for work. Said he was exchanging intel. But I'd say there's...
Paimon bets there'll be lots of familiar faces there. How about we do...
Really? Oh, that would be a great help.
Our thanks to you too, Lowen. The other knights will help distribute the remaining letters. You've had a long journey.
Great. But I won't be resting just yet. I have one last letter to deliver to Wolvendom. I heard that another challenger recently passed Boreas' trial. Well, with any luck.
Very well, but please remember to show respect to the local wolves.
I will. Goodbye.
Okay, we'll deliver these letters to the Adventurers Guild and the Cat's Tail.
The expedition is finally wrapping up. Ah.
The Grand Master wrote in his letter that the Boom Blossom bombs we sent worked really well. He wants to know if we've made any...
Uncle Varka's coming home! Yay! I can't wait to go outside and play with him!
Qué ganas de jugar con él. Sí, siento que es un tío divertido, güey. Un desmadre.
Honorary Knight, you're still here? Is it that obvious?
Huh? But Varka's coming back! The situation in Nocrai is stable! Surely things are looking up!
True. From what you and Lowen have told me, the expedition has indeed accomplished its strategic objectives. It seems that Mondstadt no longer faces any threat from the perils of the North, be they the Wild Hunt or the Doctor. And yet, for some reason, I can't help but recall something the Grandmaster said to me before he left.
If I don't make it back from this expedition, you'll have to assume the mantle of Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
Espérate, mami, espérate. Güey, Jin ya se encarga de medio mundo. ¿Y le quieres poner otra tarea más? No, ya.
If it comes to that, remember to train the next Knight of Boreas in my stead. I've planted some promising seeds in Mondstadt, but they still need time to grow. Some have yet to master the art of social interaction. Some don't yet understand that they too need protecting. And some, well, some might not even want to be a knight yet. What's wrong? Well, there's no need to frown. I'm going on an expedition, not marching to my death. This is all just a contingency plan in the event that I'm unable to return. Until I return, I leave them in your care.
The lineage of the Knights of Boreas has nearly been extinguished twice in Mondstadt's history. The first wandering knight to claim the title arrived in Mondstadt 1,000 years ago, along with his wolf companion. He was as free as the wind. He left no succession plan behind. Even his name was lost to history. The title of Boreas could have disappeared from Mondstadt just as he did. But he had an informal disciple, a knight named Ravenwood, who admired the Knight of Boreas greatly. Ravenwood's valor and swordsmanship earned him the wolf spirit's recognition. When the old aristocracy tried to regain power, Ravenwood came once more to Mondstadt's defense. From then on, the title of Knight of Boreas was passed down from generation to generation within the Knights of Favonius.
Wolf spirit? You mean that big blue wolf in Wolfenden?
Correct. As you may already know, the Wolf of the North is the surviving spirit of an ancient god, and the Knight of Boreas serves as an intermediary between him and humanity. Lupus Boreas, who had never known what it meant to love, came to understand it through the journey with his human companion. In the end, he chose to allow his power to become one with the land. This was once a well-known tale in Mondstadt, but these days, few people are aware that the starting point of the Wolf King's journey was not Mondstadt, but Nocrai.
Huh?
¿Cómo ¿Cómo así?
The great wolf king of the north came here from Nodcry. Although he doesn't like to speak of his past. In fact, he rarely shows himself to people at all nowadays. As such, this tale can only be found deep within the Knights of Favonius library. Even among the Knights of Favonius, few are aware of it. The Grand Master didn't disclose any concrete objectives before departing on his expedition. I couldn't help but wonder whether it might somehow be related to Nodcry's Wolf of the North. I kept my speculations to myself, however. Sharing them would only spread unwarranted suspicion toward the Four Winds among the people of Mondstadt. You experienced the turmoil caused by Duval and the East Wind's actions for yourself. Surely you can understand my concern?
No wonder Varka wasn't clear about his motives. Is that what he was worried about?
Very possibly. He was probably also reserving judgment. Having heard about your experiences in Nodcry, I now suspect that the Grand Master hadn't yet ascertained the true identity of our enemy at that time. And as it turns out, the calamity born in the north wasn't an ancient god, but rather the wild hunt and the... Yes, I completely agree. The tide can turn rapidly in times of battle. Even if his contingency plan never needs to be put into action, I'm sure the Grand Master is relieved to know that it's in place.
¿Y si me curo antes?
Barbados, guide us.
Un poquito de curarme, normal, así que... Todos curados. Creo que ya nos podemos ir a repartir
That
las
turned into a
tapas.
pretty long conversation, huh? We should probably go deliver those letters to the Angel Share now.
Vámonos. Recargamos tantito. Y volvemos. Ah, me toca dar aquí. Siempre que quiero entrar ahí, le doy al maldito póster. Siempre.
When you're mixing drinks in hot weather, start by pouring in cold water and add ice cubes. Then drain out the water before adding the other ingredients. How's that for a secret recipe? Maybe it's worth a little intel in return.
Please. I've known that little trick for a good 10 years at least. You'll have to offer something a little more substantial if you're serious.
I know there's no one else in the tavern right now, but do you two really need to...
Kaya! Rosaria! Diluc!
Looks like it's about to get even noisier.
A little liveliness never killed anyone. Traveler.
Please allow me to once again express my sincere condolences regarding your late father and the incident with Eric. I hope you will give some serious consideration to the question I asked you before I left, though I'm sure you're tired of hearing me ask by now. The Knights of Favonius will always welcome you.
From the look on your face, I'm guessing the Grand Master is still refusing to drop it?
He nags like an old man. It's hardly surprising.
Huh? Drop what? What's this about?
Nothing, really. Before leaving on the expedition, Varka came here to chat with me over a drink. I failed to avoid him. He, asked me if I'd consider rejoining the Knights of Favonius, and I declined. He expressed his regret about everything that happened, and asked me to reconsider. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, right. Sounds like you skipped a lot of details.
Whatever details I chose to omit are in the past. Dragging them back up now serves no purpose.
You say that now, but back then, you couldn't let it go.
I wasn't seeing the full picture. But my answer remains unchanged. I'm not rejoining. Both the Grandmaster and the acting Grandmaster are too upright and honorable. I can't see the shadows that lurk beneath them due to the size of the organization they lead. They need someone on the outside to keep watch vigilantly.
If I had a Mora for every time I've heard you repeat that argument. I actually don't disagree with the first part of what you said. But don't you think someone can keep tabs on things from the inside?
When you join an organization, you're bound by its rules, no matter how free it may seem on the surface.
You think so? Never mind the Knights. Have you honestly ever been bound?
Good question. Have you considered that maybe that's why I chose to join the church and not the Knights to begin with?
Are they arguing or not? It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, kind of like the contingencies Jean was talking about. The more...
What should I report back to the Grand Master on? Public order inside the city? Monster activity in the wild? Oh.
My reply won't be a long one, as usual. I'm sure Varka won't be surprised.
Voy en la carta, güey. De Diluc para Varka. Respuesta. No. La chinga falta uno. Se la ha subido.
If you hadn't had to deliver that guy's mail, you wouldn't have been subjected to all this tedious arguing. When I write back, I'll tell him to quit making trouble for other people.
It's no trouble. Lowen did most of the work. We just volunteered to do the last leg of the journey. Mostly so we could come...
So you see what's really going on here? All three of us...
Huh? Scheme? What do you mean?
No. While I'm sure Varka knows full well that Diluc would never agree to rejoin the Knights, I believe the sentiments he expressed were genuine. There are people like Kaya and I, and then there are those who are true champions of justice to the core. Those people are the most susceptible to being driven to it. Not only that, but it happened to a Knight of Boreas. That'll really hit home for Varka. And that's why his nagging is even more persistent than usual. Yeah. So no one's told you this before? The lineage of the Knights of Boreas had nearly been extinguished twice.
Oh! Wasn't Jean telling us about this? Wait.
I happened to hear about it from Varka once when he was drinking and started yammering on. Although the Knights of Boreas are meant to be intermediaries between humans and wolves, in practice, very few of them have been truly recognized by Lupus Boreas over the past millennium. Of those who have, the best known are the first Knight of Boreas, Ravenwood, the wolf pup Rostam, and Varka himself. But 500 years ago, there was one who earned the respect of Boreas even before gaining the title. He was a disciple of Rostam. They thought he would become the mightiest Knight of Boreas who ever lived. He was the perfect knight. Righteous, principled. His name was Roland, the blood-stained knight.
Yikes! Blood-stained knight?
Well, apparently his original title was the White Knight, but he lost countless comrades during the Abyssal Calamity 500 years ago, including his tutor and mentor, Rostam. The endless bloodshed stained his sword and armor a crimson as deep as black, transforming the White Knight into the blood-stained knight. After that, he threw himself completely into battling monsters, leaving Mondstadt and the Knights of Favonius behind. To this day, it's hard to say whether the loss of an important figure in his life is what drove him to the point of obsession, or whether he was already too far gone to say. But had he known that the Knights of Favonius would always welcome him back, perhaps things would have... So if you want my opinion, the reason why Varka keeps asking Diluc to rejoin, despite knowing that he'll never say yes, is to let him know you're not alone. After all these years, he's still as persistent as ever.
Huh. Turns out Varka's a lot more thoughtful than he lets on. Anyway, There's still something about this whole Boreas business that Paimon isn't really getting. If so, why did Jean say that Boreas and the Wandering Knight only arrived here just 1,000 years ago? Plus, that's a great idea! Jean said he hasn't been showing himself much lately, but...
Chinga, ¿qué pasó?
What's going on here? Was Bulbumdum always like that? The Wild Hunt? What are they doing here? Watch out!
Voy a matarlos, cabrones.
Think you can get away?
Verdict
Let me scribe. Written in the stars. Here we go. Time for takeoff. Wind, hear me. Think you can get away? Shadows of fate, decided by destiny.
Verdict is...
Delves into destiny. Fate is upon you. Time for takeoff. I swear by my sword.
Time for retribution!
Let's play. Decided by destiny. Think you can get away? Yahoo! Yeah.
Verdict is...
Barbados, guide us. Time for takeoff. Shadows of fate. Fate is upon me. Delves into destiny. Brace yourself. Wouldn't quite.
Ay, no me dio hora que para matar esa cosa.
Are you alright? Oh no! What now?
Stop right there! Answer me this. The 2 letters I gave you, who are they for?
2 letters? Wasn't it 3?
Okay. Well, Paimon's coolest naive expression doesn't appear to be an act.
Hey! What are you trying to say? Wait, Paimon passed a test? Really?
You may dispense with your suspicions. The wolf pack has borne witness.
Well, if the boss of Wolvendom has vouched for you, I sure was. Fortunately, my experience in Nodcry, something seems wrong with that old wolf.
No puedo poner otro personaje. Ay, no puedo poner otro personaje. ¡Esta madre! No puedo. Taps. Razor.
Lupus Boreas, not injured. Why so weak? Am I not strong enough?
You are not to blame. With your Iron Claw, you successfully blocked their attacks. However, their assault went beyond the mere... They followed my trail from the distant north across the ley lines. They sought to corrupt the territory I protect. We meet again, human Lupical.
So, are you saying that the wild hunt we just got attacked by...
As you know, I stand before you as an incomplete being. I am but one remnant of the god Andreas' soul, the source of this turmoil. I can sense it.
Huh? Now Paimon's even more confused. How can you be in two places at once?
For many gods, housing a part of their soul within an object is no difficult feat. But those who can perform such delicate partitions as this are rare, even among the gods. The Wolf King, Andreas, was particularly adept in this art. Otherwise, no remnants of his soul would have survived till the present day.
Huh? The Bard's back?
Toadif Bard? What are you doing here?
Fuck. Voy. ¿Dónde pongo el teléfono? Acá. Bueno, aquí. Llegó.
Maybe the god of Animo guided me here. For it appears that someone is in need of a tale from the distant past. Who better than a bard to do the honors? Lord Boreas, do I have your Lupus Boreas wandered the frozen tundra and stumbled into the Seelie Hall. Enchanted by their song, tender as the dawn starlight, and curious about the ways of humankind, the wolf bade farewell to his home and set off for the city to the south. As the high tower crumbled and the fierce winds fell silent, Lupus Boreas, who once had hunted with the storm winds himself, looked within and inquired, was the shelter he provided for humanity really any different from that? The wolf entrusted those under his protection to a new god and quietly returned to the frozen north. There, in a palace long since abandoned by its former master, 500 bitter winters passed, then 500 equally frigid springs. He slumbered undisturbed until a night stumbled in from the cold, just as Lupus Boreas had once done at the Seelie Hall, and awoke him at long last. The knight asked the wolf to join him on a journey south, to see once more the land that had all but faded from his memory. The gentle wolf, unwilling to refuse the human's earnest plea, split his soul into two halves and left his home once more. Seeing how the ice and snow had given way to verdant plains, hearing the laughter and song that now filled the once somber city, the aging Lupus Boreas. So, this is the world the humans dreamed of. Though the knight's journey was not yet over, the wolf chose to bid farewell to his companion here. He had written the end to his story. What knowledge he had been gifted flowed into the land. Everything he was, he gave. Well, that's how a bard would tell the tale. Lord Boreas.
There is no need for you to ask that question.
So that's what happened. You returned to Mondstadt with that knight 1,000 years ago.
You need not feel remorse on my account. If anyone should feel regret, it is the part of me who remained in Notcroft. That is surely why those vile aberrations were able to exploit his weakness.
But we followed Boreas' trail in Nodcry.
Andreas should still be slumbering by the lakeside. And there's more. I detect another familiar scent from across.
Oh, the White Knight who became the Bloodstained Knight? The mightiest knight of Boreas?
I remember him as just a man. His lifespan should be no longer than any other of it. It was the ancient kingdom of Conria, as you call it. Beyond that, I know not.
If you want to get to the bottom of this, I'm afraid you'll have to make another trip to Nodcry. As luck would have it, another old friend of ours just so happens to be free right now.
No wonder I can suddenly sense the east wind's presence.
If even Mondstadt has been affected by the fallout, Nodcry must be in real trouble by now.
Varka, is he in danger?
I believe too many passengers would slow our dear friend down. I fear he only has room to carry one person.
All right. Wish it could be me, but I accept that we should send our strongest. I'll stay here and deal with any wild.
I stay in Mondstadt too.
Razor, give me your iron claw. Golden-haired traveler, give this token to the current knight of Boreas. It is a wolf spirit. It contains my power and thought.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and fangs.
But human hearts and flesh cannot bear the soul of a wolf directly. It would be to prevent the entanglement of souls. Although, truth be told, that knight does not lack for power. The Great Wolf King of the North remains strong for now.
I will protect Lupakal. The North and Varka, I leave to you.
Just give me the word whenever you're ready.
Si vamos a ir a... No puedo cambiar. Te odio. A ver si me das chance de cambiar.
Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground running when you get to Nodcry. The root of this turmoil lies with the remnant soul that Andreas. He once left Nodcry and braved the blizzards to confront the god of storms and claim the right to rule. Instead, he returned to the north and slumbered for 1,000 years, before finally journeying back. When the wolf spirit could no longer maintain his physical form, Boreas chose to pour his power into the... Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground running when... 500 years ago, Roland seemed destined to become the mightiest knight of Boreas ever to have lived. He believed firmly in his own ideals of chivalry, vowing to eliminate all injustice from the... Neither his mentor, the wolf pup Rostam, nor the Grand Master, known as the Lion of Light. But what was the scent that reeks of blood that Lupus Boreas sensed? Any questions before you set off? Better at the soul of a wolf is as unyielding as ice, and Andreas is a but human hearts and flesh cannot contain the soul of a god. Attempting to place the wolf spirit in a human, that's why Lupus Boreas developed the technique of imbuing weapons with his soul. In fact, There's an ancient song that tells this tale. A weapon once of common iron, now through friendship turned divine. Twixt man and wolf a bond was made, a power born. As much as he might claim not to accept humans. Any questions before you set off? All right, over to you, Dvalin!
The Knight of Boreas awaits below. We must part ways here. Barbatos and I have other plans.
All right. Hey, wait. How are we getting down?
Ay. Esta la batalla. Güey, no voy a un personaje, no voy a poder matar a nadie. Momento de la batalla.
Hold the line! The enemy's on the brink of
Grandmaster!
Ala, toda épica.
Haha! Reinforcements! It's about time!
And Paimon too!
We're just about hanging in there. Most of their grunts are taken care of. Fight or flight? What will it be,
As expected, this hastily summoned Wild Hunt horde is nothing but a disorganized but they have served their purpose. I now understand your tact. Farewell, heir to the knighthood of Boreas. Whether you choose to resist me or not.
Guess they're retreating.
So that Wolf of the North lookalike, that was Andreas? Ugh, forget that. We can save the details for later.
There's no point chasing after him. We've crossed blades already, and it ended in a stalemate. Right? True. We're still not certain of his true identity, but whether killing him might be just about possible. Especially now that you're here. The difficult part is...
Huh? What do you mean?
No. Judging from our skirmishes so far, I don't think he's got any special abilities of that caliber. But, compared to Rerir, our current foe clearly has a better understanding of how to exploit Nodcry to his advantage. Exactly. Sounds like you realize what I managed to cut off a sample from our foe, which Albedo and Duran are analyzing as we speak. We still have some big challenges ahead before...
Let's go jumping in puddles and see who can make the biggest splash!
A ver, me va a quedar a 20.
Even when darkness falls, the faithful shall not stray from the righteous path.
Increasing our combat strength? I'll do my best.
Allow me to lend you some moonlight.
The meeting's probably gonna be in the biggest tent, right? Looks like a bunch of people are there already. Why don't we go chat with them?
Hey, good to see you again. She went to see Lauma and Columbina at the Frost Moon Scions. Apparently, there haven't been any—
That means the recent wild hunt attacks have nothing to do with Rerir, right?
They're keeping a close watch on it just in case. With so many moon— Oh yeah, Lauma and Columbina asked me to pass on a message too. You know something? These Knights of Favonius are—
Short distance propulsion module on cooldown. Switching to chat mode. Hello there, Paimon, Traveler. Varka placed a sizable order with the Clink Clink Krumkaki craft shop. I know it's hard at work. Secondly, I am also here to attend the meeting in her—
Huh? Flint's! Paimon thought the Lightkeeper's rep would be equal up.
You're quite right. However, Itlua and Nikita are both busy and since I'm well acquainted with everyone else here, I was the one they recommended. Sometimes you don't get a...
Buen punto.
Hey, Honorary Knight. Looks like Albedo and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. You want to wait for them here? Great. While we're waiting, could you update me on the situation?
Le contamos todo. Ajá, tú debes de vértela. Okay.
And that's where things stand. The Wild Hunt is no longer under the Reikir of Solnari's control, but it has been reborn from the ashes and is now launching widespread attacks. Intel from the Frostmoon Scions and the Curatorium of Secrets corroborates this. No disturbances have been detected in the space where Rere resides. What we are facing here is a completely new foe.
Summarizing current situation. To confirm, the present leader of the Wild Hunt is the creature resembling a wolf.
More precisely, it's the external will that has seized control of Andrias' spirit, namely Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. I'm completely lost. Isn't Roland some monstatter from like 500 years ago? How'd he suddenly get wrapped up with a god from 1,000 years in the past and the present-day Wild Hunt?
Allow us to explain that part. Are you familiar with compensation mechanisms? When an organism sustains damage, relevant tissues will undergo changes to... For example, when one kidney is damaged, the other will be strengthened to compensate. Or when a main artery is blocked. Similarly, when the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss harnessed the memories that flow throughout the ley lines to fashion a new one. That new leader is a mirror image of Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Right. No matter how strong the compensation is, it will never quite match the functionality of the original organ. The Roland replica can't possibly imitate Rere's overwhelming power, nor his ability to disguise it. So, the Abyss made use of the connection between Roland and Boreas to compensate for this lack of power.
The replica corrupted and took control of Andrias as he slumbered by the bank of Amsvartnir, ultimately manifesting as the giant beast that you all witnessed. However, exactly why the Abyss chose Roland to mimic?
I guess he must have gotten caught up with the Abyss or Nodcry somehow during his wanderings through Tevat.
Okay, Paimon gets all that, but what did you mean when you...
We can't kill him right now because a dead god may prove more dangerous than from intelligence gathered during the expedition. We have reason to believe that the power released when a god is felled can have catastrophic consequences for us mortals. Worse still, the wrath that remains after a god's passing becomes a source of endless turmoil. Once god remains contaminate the land, they will persist for thousands of years. This land has already been ravaged by the Wild Hunt. If we add god remains to the mix, it'd be like adding salt to an old...
Query. While I can indeed find records of disasters caused by god remains in my database, there also appear to be cases of gods dying naturally with no ill effects. In that land, the passing of the Pyro-Archon's flame is a common occurrence throughout history, and even the part of Andrias who remains in Mondstadt has experienced death once before, has he not?
Great question. Glad you asked. Honorary Knight, you said Lupus Boreas gave you a token to pass on to me? Please, present it now. It should help explain things faster. Come forth, Boreas!
This form has come to the end of its time. My soul will fall into silence, and my power will flow into the lake. Do not grieve for me, for this is the end I have chosen. A final wish before I slumber.
You saw it too. You must have keen powers of perception. Not that it surprises me. That was Boreas' final thoughts before merging with the ley lines. It's the reason Mondstadt remains unharmed by his god remains. In his final moments, he made a choice to give everything he was to the ley lines. All to protect...
Sounds like Andrea spent thousands of years searching for his place.
Yes. And now our task is to return the answer he found. The decision he made, only then can he break free from the corruption and control of the Abyss, and make that decision once more.
I see. I would say that planting thoughts inside the mind of a god sounds a little far...
Wait, we already have a perfect...
Ha ha ha. If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, this one thought alone is we need to find a way to make the thought within this sword stronger and more resilient.
For now, Boreas needs all his remaining strength to fight against the abyssal corruption to Mondstadt's ley lines. He can't afford to send us any more of his power. However, since his form was unstable during his journey with the first Knight of Boreas, many wolf spirit fragments were left behind along the way. If we can collect those fragments, we can use them to strengthen the decision to merge with the ley lines.
So we need to retrace his steps and look for random fragments? But they could be anywhere between Nodcry and Mondstadt. It'll be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
You don't need to worry about that. There's a few fragments left to gather in Nodcry, but apart from that, most of them are already inside this sword. I've been collecting them during the whole expedition.
Huh? Wait, really?
I mean, it's an expedition, not a stroll in the park. Each step of the way, we've been hard at work planning for every possible contingency. Not just the wild hunt in the Abyss, but ancient gods remaining in Nodcry.
Sounds like this plan was a long time in the making.
As a matter of fact, I did. I caught a glimpse of fate's reflection. Still, all I foresaw was that an abyssal calamity was brewing in the north. Had I known more, instead, we've had to make best guesses, prepare for every possible scenario. If all that preparation went to waste, all the better for it. Sure is. Just one crucial step remains. We need to gather the last few wolf spirit... According to what Boreas told me before we left Mondstadt, his form was at its most unstable at the beginning of his journey. But of course, we've been tied up fighting battles since the day we set foot in Nodcry. First with the Wild Hunt, then with the Doctor.
Okay, so 3 more mini expeditions.
I managed to gather one fragment before Roland reappeared. I also have a confirmed location for the second, which I'll take care of in short. As for the third fragment, we've identified a general search area to focus on. The final snag is that since our foe is a replica of Roland, he too will be aware of Andreas' history.
With our foe being from Mondstadt, it's our...
And since the Wild Hunt is involved, the
Clink Clink Crumcake craft shop will also...
So what do they need me here for? Wait, I think maybe I signed a contract at some point.
Ah, great. Knew I could count on you all. Lastly, our friend from the Curatorium of Secrets will
So, you'll be darting back and forth across the battlefield, dodging the Wild Hunt and the shadow of an ancient god.
Rating for Yehoda updated. Higher quality ingredients.
Darn it! I should have known this payday wouldn't come that easy.
I'll deal with the second wolf spirit fragment, which we already know the location of. The moment you make any progress with Fragment 3, Traveler, could you join me in retrieving Fragment 2? I have a feeling that your unique constitution might... All right, time is of the essence. Let's move out.
Yeah.
Es parte de... ¿Por qué prisión con un color rojo? O sea que aquí tengan que hacer una misión que no he hecho. Creo que sí. Y... el... Varo de... Sinceramente...
fragment 2 was supposed to be right here? Where the heck is it?
Seems like we've run into a slight hindrance. Can I leave this to you, Honorary Knight? Traveler, Paimon, when this is all over, I'm gonna invite you around for a drink of...
Whoa, whoa! Stop thinking about Mondstadt's wine and kick your head in the game! You can't be daydreaming about alcohol before a battle!
Huh? Well, all right, just trying to lift our spirits a little. You want to see some photos I took of me and the knights before the expedition, maybe?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Can't we please just focus on finding the wolf spirit fragment? Is this what we're looking for?
I once got Boreas to explain to me how he stores his soul inside objects. All I need to do is just like back at the camp, but this time, you'd best step...
So, you're saying you don't know how to love people, and you don't understand human love either. Sorry, I just think the fact you're ruminating on this is all the proof you need that I have a funny feeling that by the time this journey ends, you'll have found your own answer.
No, you're wrong. There is no redemption at the end of this path. Even if I am stained black with blood, my conscience will remain as white as snow. If pledging allegiance to the Abyss is the only way to sever the injustice of fate, then I shall serve in its name.
Oh, sure enough, this place has been corrupted by Roland's will. Whew. I'm fine. I was prepared for this. We got here just in time. The fragment hasn't been fully corrupted yet. Assuming we can undo the damage, it should still be usable. Purifying the abyssal corruption would definitely be a sin. Could you try reversing the corruption? Not purifying it, exactly, but...
So, keep the Roland part intact as well as the wolf spirit part?
Firstly, to test whether it's possible. And secondly, to view Let me think. How was it explained to me? Ah, yes. Focus on a single thought within the 1,000 winds. Capture that you... Actually, neither do I.
Huh. Sounds like something a certain tone-deaf bard would come up with when he can't think of anything meaningful to say.
I thought it might mean something to you. Never mind. I'll explain it in more human terms. Traveler, when you were in Natland, you went fishing for ancient names, correct? If I'm not mistaken, the Night Kingdom was like a river flowing with concepts, and you were trying to capture the concept below.
Okay, but back then, we had a boat and a net. This time, we don't have it.
This wolf spirit fragment is like a puddle compared to the Night King.
Thoughts and emotions are like interwoven threads. They can create a net, or they can create a rope. They can separate love from hatred, and they can bind objects and events together. Thought is the anchor for a being's existence, through which emotion...
Also, we barely know anything about Roland. How are we supposed to use thought?
Well, maybe you could try this.
What is it? It looks old and
It's an unsent letter, written by the wolf pup Rostam, Knight of Boreas, from 500 years ago. It was meant for his disciple, the White Knight. After Rostam lost his life in the Abyssal Calamity, Roland left Mondstadt to wander Tevat. But trying to track Roland down was like chasing a shadow. He never did find him.
Quite the antique, then. But...
Yeah.
Hey! What happened to Mr. Plan...
Now, what can I say? Some people like to wait till they've got all their ducks in a row before taking them. But anyway, don't they say that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts? Can't hurt to give it a try, surely.
Está bien. Veamos qué pasa.
Whoa. It actually worked?
You really are making this up as you go along!
So the assimilation of souls really can be reversed. Just like he said.
If what you say is true, the monsters I've slain, the justice a great and ancient kingdom was wrongful. The code of chivalry tolerates not such if abyss be thy name, I pledge to you.
And that is where the blood-stained knight's tale came to an end. With that, he bade his humanity farewell. I dare say you must find it quite ironic, Knight of Boreas.
That I... Dainsleif? No. While we gazed into the past, he was gazing right back at us. Could it be? So that's what happened. After leaving Mondstadt and wandering the land, Roland ventured underground and saw a revelation. Once he had learned of Conria's fate, he saw the gods' judgment as the greatest, giving them his knowledge, his power, his everything.
Uh-oh! Does this mean we have to take on the vision?
I'm inclined to agree. If our enemy could see the future, both the Wild Hunt and Roland would be acting with far more lethal precision. But even without the Visionary's input, Roland still has an intel advantage. Every minion of the Wild Hunt serves as Roland's eyes and ears. We need to think one step ahead if we... And on that note, I have a plan I want to discuss with you. Well, the fewer people who know, the less likely it is to get leaked. Besides... that about covers it. No plan is free of risks. At least this one actually gives us a shot at fully... If I fail, Anselm and Albedo can take the reins. Not...
Oh, there has to be another way! Like a...
If only there were. But I don't think our enemy will give us enough time to find one.
Hey! Are you guys done here yet?
Ah, Yehoda! Yes, we've successfully retrieved the wolf spirit fragment here.
Nope! It's a total disaster! More Wild Hunt monsters than I've seen in my...
Come on, we're out of time. You'll just have to trust me on this one. What can I say? Fill me in. What's the situation?
We ran into resistance almost as soon as we set off.
Good call. Locating the wolf spirit fragment is our key objective.
Well, it seems the enemy figured as much too. Now, before we ran into trouble, this is the search area. The two teams are holed up here and here. They should have a clear idea of the...
But the Wild Hunt is stopping them from relaying messages back, right?
We can't spare troops from any of the fronts right now.
The logistics company is standing by.
Hanefa!
Designated drop point reached. Initiating situation report. The logistics company was assisting Aino with the production of the strategic reserve. But after learning of the situation on the...
Amazing. Just in the nick...
Hey, seeing as you can fly and all, It shouldn't...
I regret to say that without the workshop's catapult, and with my short-distance propulsion module on cooldown, I will only be able to return to the battlefield after another fight. The logistics company has very limited provisions, only enough for a single...
Both. Once one team has been rescued, the remaining forces will be free to support the other.
Sure thing.
Que no quiero que pase como Natlan, que se me murieron varios.
Ah! It's a wild hunt! Come on, let's go help!
Something's not right. The Wild Hunt's offensive doesn't seem to be getting any weaker as the battle... Don't get dragged into the enemy's rhythm. Logistics company, scout out the area.
Yes, sir. Reporting in, sir. We've identified via...
Good. Wait for my signal.
Logistics company, deploy!
Grandmaster! Honorary Knight! Thank goodness you're here.
Be careful. There's no end to these monsters. However many we kill, more keep coming.
Just as I thought. Well, they're about to get a shock to the system. We'll wipe them out faster than they can replenish their numbers. We just have to hold on until the logistics company is ready. Is that the signal to say they're ready? It's showtime! Fall back!
Yes, sir.
Try to keep up!
Huh?
On me. Try to keep up! Ready? Fire! The enemy has sustained heavy casualties. Should be a while before they're strong. Use this time to catch your breath and...
Yes, sir. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
That's not exactly very narrow.
We split the search area between us and the Retniki.
Either way, I was about to go lend them a hand next anyway.
Absolutely.
We've run right through our supplies. We'll stay here and deal with any wild hunt that, now that they've lost their numerical advantage, they're no match for us.
Ugh. Looks like the same situation here.
Reinforcements. Hey, you keep them busy while we work on getting rid of this god-awful...
Understood. Everyone got that?
Yes, sir!
On me. Maria sweeping in. Shred him! Hey, they're running out of steam. Now's your chance.
Affirmative. Sorry to keep you waiting.
That's their source. It was hidden in the mist. If we destroy that, the Wild Hunt won't be able to summon any more reinforcements.
Knights of Favonius, charge!
Try to keep up!
Ooh, I'm glad. Brave Knights, on behalf of the Lightkeeper.
There's no need to be so formal. When it comes to the Abyss...
Very well. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
Yes! Now it feels like we're...
I'll say. We're sure to face fierce resistance from the Wild Hunt, though.
It would be our pleasure.
Much obliged. All right. The hiding in the mist trick again. These guys, you all know the drill. The Knights of Favonius...
Yes, sir!
Lightkeepers, prepare to dispel the mist.
Shred him! Splash!
Knights of Favonius, charge!
Huh? Burn! Shred him! Maria sweeping in!
Time to counterattack!
On me. Splash! Up the ante!
Rally to the Grandmaster! Charge!
This Wild Hunt doesn't know when to give up. Traveler!
Mr. Varka, leave.
Just like last time. Only a Knight of Boreas.
Don't underestimate us, Grandmaster. We can hold our own.
Ha! That's the spirit. Stay on your toe. Either we all march back to Mondstadt. The final fragment is right there. Don't let me down.
It seems you have collected...
Yeah. And with no corrupted fragments or ambush...
A true knight does not resort to underhanded tactics. Were this body not a false one created by the Wild Hunt? If you need a moment to rest, take it.
Save your breath. If you want to fight, let's fight!
As you wish. Then let us settle our unfinished...
Is everyone all right?
My granny fights better than these rookies.
For a moment there.
Hey, stay put, you guys. Leave the rest to us.
Forget us. We can take care of...
You're the only one still standing. Honorary knight?
We can't lose our Varka! Please! You have to find...
You're holding back. This duel does no justice to the way of chivalry. I wield the power of a god, while your plan is doomed to fail. How can a helpless lamb hope to tame the hope?
You're on to...
Andreas's question, Boreas's answer. The means to bear a soul, though the false path may be wide and welcoming. Only destruction lies at its end. It is time to crush your futile hope! It's over. Your sword lies shattered. The wolf spirit and the thoughts you blindly placed your faith in have nowhere left to dwell. Join me and pledge your allegiance to the abyss, Knight of Boreas.
For the next part, it's over to you. Outlander who caught the wind. The sword is unbroken. Looks like I'm no longer in reality. There's no way back. And all that lies ahead is the wolf. Huh. A Favonius sword? Who left this here?
Lonely warrior. Take me to see him.
No matter the epoch, the world is awash with corruption and injustice. I have aided the oppressed and righted many wrongs. I have slain sinners and delinquents. I have slaughtered tyrants and demons. But however mighty one's blade, before the great injustice of fate, a mere mortal can but bow their head. There is only one way to save them.
Who are you really trying to convince?
Stormwind!
Huh?
Try to keep up! Stormwind! Maria sweeping in!
Is this the fairest shadow? It doesn't look like an imitation.
The title of Boreas must find an heir.
The scent that reeks of blood appears to be getting stronger. Looks like I can just jump right over these obstacles. Try to keep up! Yeah. On me. Try to keep up!
No matter the epoch, the world is awash with corruption and injustice. Even the most fearless hero cannot fight what fate has ordained. And even the holiest god cannot escape the shackles that bind them. Lupus Boreas, if you still harbor love for humanity, then you must surely know. There has only ever been one way to save them from injustice. Surrender to the abyss.
Malicious lies!
Stormwind!
Huh?
Stormwind! Maria sweeping in!
My old friend.
This is not where your path ends. You must continue on.
This wind feels less than welcoming. I'd better take shelter. On me. I can't hide from it!
You must deliver it.
Your path cannot end here.
You draw near to the heart of the wolf.
Even if you had an army of 10,000 men, in the end, you must face this fight alone. Lonely warrior. Step forward.
Is this the heart of the wolf?
Roland! After countless bloody battles, trials, tribulations, and hardships, I, with my mortal flesh and blade, attained power to rival that of the gods. But you know better than I that a mortal's prime is fleeting. In 5 years, maybe 10, age will snatch your strength. The power you take such pride in will fade to naught, disappearing like dust in the wind. Your fame will be as fleeting as firewood beneath the starry sky, lit at dusk, dead by dawn. Utterly insignificant.
Oh yeah? Be that as it may, the fires that burn down here blaze more brilliantly than the light of 1,000 stars.
They blaze for but a moment. 100 years from now, your earthly flame will be long snuffed out. And those you once illuminated will be left cowering in the cold and empty night.
Ha! No. They'll remember me in 100 years, just as I remember all of you from centuries ago. That's the thing about firewood. From the embers of a dying flame, a new fire arises, burning bigger and brighter than ever before.
A knight's duty is to save others, not demand things from them. How can one call themselves a knight while placing their hopes in generations to come?
Well, as long as I put an end to you here and now, I won't need to rely on anyone else. Now, show yourself, Roland!
Put an end to me? Your body and mind are already at the limit of what they can bear. It is only a matter of time before they yield and crumble. But if this is your final request... I shall do it.
Huh. You're not quite how I imagined you. You don't seem
Not once have I strayed from the righteous path. But when I look at...
I guess we have that much in common. Neither...
The Rayhir of Solnari's forces have been defeated. I wield the power that Roland... Therefore, and after redeeming you from injustice, and guiding your surrender to the Abyss,
I shall rectify myself and continue to follow the knightly path.
Huh. The world out there can bear no more of your torment. Your obsession.
No words can make a knight doubt his convictions, no matter how otherwise. Why would you pin? But now the blade that once housed the wolf spirit has been You no longer have the means to change the situation.
Huh. Maybe you're partly right. But I think I might just have a shot at a rescue.
What do you mean?
There's only one person's mind I need to change, and it isn't yours. Forgetting where we are? This is the heart of Andrew. Andreas! Can you hear? Wake up! You are the great god of the Northwind!
If this is your final gambit, grand displays of heartfelt wishes cannot
return. Return to... Is this the answer that I...
Andreas, at long last, I have delivered your...
This is all that a wolf can...
On behalf of all humanity, I thank you, Lord of Wolves.
Boreas is returning to the ley lines.
Begging for miracles is a futile endeavor. I know better than that. But a sword is just one kind of vessel. There are other ways to store a soul.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and...
Even if it is not my intention, the soul of Lupus Boreas will inevitably ravage, devour.
If a mortal heart is to bear the soul of a god, this is a path that cannot be retraced. Yet, I shall not dissuade a knight from embarking on the quest of his own choosing.
Your heart, your soul, they are collapsed.
You were wondering how a lamb could tame the heart of a wolf. Isn't that right? Here's my answer. You get the wolf to swallow...
The wolf spirit within the sword was merely a decoy. The true thoughts and memories were carried within your heart. To avoid arousing my suspicion, you deliberately allowed Lupus Boreas' soul to assimilate your own. Then be
compared to Lupus Boreas' decision.
You have a stubborn will and employed an exceptional strategy. Your soul is now merged with that of Andreas. Neither Barbados nor the Traveler will be able to anchor your soul from within the... You have lost, and so have I. Regrettably, may your soul rest in peace with Boreas. Alone.
Haha! Sorry to disappoint you, but as much as it sounded like the perfect ending, the fact is that, unlike the true Roland of the past, I still have fine wine and good friends to get back to. I'm not ready to accept my fate just yet.
Ding dong! You've got mail!
Until I return, I leave them in your care. The Knights of Favonius will always welcome you. Come on! To Mondstadt!
Dear Grandmaster.
To Varka. To Varka.
Family.
No pig call.
Poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts. Make sure they all get delivered, Outlander who caught the wind. Grandmaster.
Master.
Varka.
Varka.
Go Varka! He's the right one!
For Varka.
The thoughts of others anchor you, reversing the assimilation. Using your connections, relying on outside help. This is not the way of a knight. The Abyss can sustain me no longer. But now, countless souls who died unjustly will emerge to prevent your return. If you believe in your path, then grant them release. Carve your way out through bloodshed. Varka, mightiest knight of Boreas.
This is how it ends. Throw the plan out of the window. Fight my way to victory. Well, that suits me just fine!
A knight is always true to their word. So please, keep your promise and return victorious.
You are not alone.
Right back at you, Varka.
The north wind blows southward. May it guide you on your journey home.
Try to keep up!
Leave it all to me.
There's an ice-cold drink with your name on it. Ready when you are.
Don't go dying in a place like this, Varka.
Shred him! On me. Huh? On me. Try to keep up.
Fly home to us, Grandmaster! Spread your wings and soar toward a new dawn.
Fate's chosen Rubicon.
On me! One final battle!
Walk forward and do not look back.
Varka, now I know the meaning of my name.
After the lengths you've made everyone go for you, you'd better make sure to thank us all properly when you get back.
You know, I have a lot of things to update you on, but they can wait until you're back.
I have no intention of returning to the Knights of Favonius, but I trust you will find a way to manage on your own.
Grandmaster, we're all waiting for you.
Oh. I'm not doing too bad a job as Grandmaster, am I? I'll take that silence as your approval. Everything you swore to protect with your lives, it's all still here, safe and sound. The Knights of Favonius, Mondstadt, and the oath sworn by every knight. I'll protect them all with my life. And so, I'll deliver that letter on your behalf.
Ay, la carta que no, porque o sea, que nunca puedo llevar
I know it's just a shadow of the real Roland, but if you have the time, could you please read it for him? Rostam and Arundelen, they never forgot you. Phew. This has been one long expedition. From here on out, I think I'll let the wind lead. Hey everyone, it's been a mighty long time. I'm thrilled to see you all again.
Welcome back, Grandmaster.
Yeah, I'm home.
Usar los personajes que había puesto para la batalla.
It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. Just how I remember. So, the sword was just a decoy. I carried his soul in my own heart. That was the plan. The second half, though, using everyone's thoughts to guide me back out of the ley lines, I wasn't too...
All jokes aside, what would you have done if the
Initially, turns out our trust was not Then, I guess we'd have had to get Barbados to send a wind to blow me back home, but it would have come at a heavy price. And... It's a good question. A glass of the finest dandelion wine...
You're dreaming if you think it would have come...
It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. Just how I remember. So, well, with the shadow of Roland vanquished, the Wild Hunt won't be able to consolidate their forces for a few knights will remain on rotation at the Nodcry stronghold, but everyone else, Albedo and Duran will come back with the first wave. So you should have the chance to... it's been a while since I felt this... my future. Huh. You may already have learned of this from Barbados or the Hexen Circle. Correct. Although, as things stand now, I believe we may have changed the course of the future. Thanks. Still, after I've tied up some loose ends with the Knights of Favonius, I'll need to make another trip back north. There's still a lot of work to be done at the Nod. Besides, the first group of knights who volunteered to stay there have yet to be relieved of their duty.
Ah, how noble. But be honest, your main reason for going back to Nodcry is so you can dump on...
La cara, güey,
Wait,
la cara.
seriously?
I'm only pulling your leg. You'll be seeing a lot more... it's been a while since I felt this... All right, then. I'm gonna stay here and enjoy the breeze for a little long...
Todo muy bien por el día de hoy. Bueno, pues estoy con una visita de Varka, de verdad muy extensa. No, ni tanto. Muy extensa, pero pues ya tenemos 7000 protos. Eso nos da un total de 43 deseos. O sea, la verdad no tengo, o sea, sí te daría por Varka o por Flints, pero la verdad, pues no tengo pity. O sea, tengo, ¿cuánto de pity? 10 de pity tengo, o sea, el último fue Columbina, así que tengo 43 más 10, 53, o sea, no llego ni para los, como que la mitad, ponle tú de 60, 70, donde más puede salir, y no tengo asegurado, así que pues no me conviene. O sea, yo quiero tirar por un personaje y estar 100% seguro, güey, que aunque pierda la primera la voy a sacar. O sea, que creo que debería de tener como cuánto son, como unos 30 y algo para tener 90 deseos, no, para tener 180, o sea, en conclusión tener 180 deseos, la verdad, 180 deseos, porque pues para está 100% asegurado todo. Y en el arma tengo 40 de fit. Intenté sacar el arma de Columina, pero no se dio esa dicha. Bueno, yo digo que hasta aquí voy a dejar el directo. Ya van a dar las 9 y a las 9 aquí se actualiza esto para que me den lo de la bendición lunar. Y nomás voy a, pues, a recoger las recompensas y ya terminaría pues como tal esto. Pero pues faltan unos minutos, así que digo que pues, ya para no esperar unos 5 minutos aquí en el directo ya lo va a terminar. Estuvo muy emotivo. Muchas cosas que sinceramente como que ya como se repiten, ya tienes la noción de qué va a pasar. Pero sí, me gustó mucho la trama. Muy interesante. Pero bueno, buenas noches y que descansen todos.